Well, now there's a photo obtained exclusively by the New York Post, which shows Read and Jackson cuddling up outside a high-end Boston steakhouse last week as the jury deliberated her fate. That's just not a good look. Would you agree?
I've got to tell you, perception is everything.
Yeah.
Oh, so now perception is everything. Okay, well, I guess you need to buckle up, because what I'm seeing is sickening. So welcome to The Point. Let's get to it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
This is the narrative right now in the mainstream media.
Alan Jackson was her defense attorney during her trial for the murder of her police officer boyfriend back in 2022. Well, now there's a photo obtained exclusively by the New York Post, which shows Read and Jackson cuddling up outside a high-end Boston steakhouse last week as the jury deliberated her fate. The judge declared a mistrial on the case on Monday. Let's bring in Ted Williams, former D.C. detective and Fox News contributor. That's just not a good look. Would you agree?
Julie, happy 4th of July to you. I've got to tell you, perception is everything.
Yeah.
And if that photo is authentic of the lawyer cuddling with his client, I can tell you that is certainly something that is not a good look, especially when a jury is out. I can tell you as a lawyer, it is clearly something that I would not do. Attorney-client relationships are very, very significant and important during a trial of this nature.
So Jackson all of a sudden wants to boom boom with the bridesmaid, so to speak, and in the context of this narrative, this is a bad look. And a story is floating around right now that Jackson was spotted with his wife in Los Angeles and she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. So now I guess we just have trouble in paradise, correct? And if fair coverage and an open conversation is something you prefer, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Because I'm going to rip perception a new one in this story, but you need to hear a little more of this.
Paul O'Keefe, who is the brother of John O'Keefe, on media attention case has gotten, this. I mean, this is what he says. It's turned into the Katen Read show. She walks through a crowd that cheers her on. She goes out in public and takes pictures and even signs autographs. She's just living her life like nothing ever happened. And meanwhile, my brother has been gone for almost 2.5 years, he said. I just want people to go back to who the victim is in this. It's not her, it's my brother.
Of course John's the victim here, but that's not the point of this video.
I mean, for a cop case, this is actually quite startling. When you have cop cases, typically the outcry and the hatred toward that cop is pretty big. And she's almost treated like a local celebrity, which is just downright sickening.
I fully acknowledge it's weird to see someone charged with this type of crime and be treated like she has. But to make the statement it's sickening? Has everyone forgotten what has happened right now?
Well, you're absolutely right. The sad commentary about this case is that we have John O'Keefe, who is now the prosecution believed that they have proved their case beyond a reasonable doubt. But however, I must say a jury found that they had not by the evidence that was presented. So as a result of that, Katen Read has been allowed to get off at this stage, but I have a feeling that the DA in this case is definitely going to bring these charges again. And the big question is, she was charged with second-degree murder, which is intentional of a person. And the question is, are they going to reduce the charges to try to get a jury verdict in this case?
You see, this is the problem for me, and this is the point of the video. Karen's out partying and Jackson's being too close for comfort. How dare she go out and live her life while the O'Keefes have suffered? I mean, give me a break. Someone please tell me I'm not the only one who isn't buying this crap. Yes, the O'Keefes have suffered tremendously, and the fact that we still don't have a verdict or a complete story even after the trial is a joke. But nothing about this picture is a bad look. And here's why. Every lawyer, even on the criminal defense side and the prosecution side, dreams of having a case like this. So God forbid that someone who has insisted that they aren't guilty act as if they aren't guilty. Karen wasn't on trial for having a lack of compassion or being morally righteous. And I'm not making the case that she is. I'm saying that even if she is self-centered or she lacks morals, that doesn't make her guilty of John's passing. And the reason she's treated the way she is completely obvious. But no one's saying it. It has absolutely little to do with Jackson. They're just simply happy how the trial went. Let's not forget that that defense team has sacrificed months and months of their life that they're not getting back. And they are simply out and about celebrating what they perceive to be a win. And I can't imagine the amount of stress they were under during those months and months while preparing for this trial. But the moment they let loose just a little bit, shame on them. I mean, enough of the nonsense already. Karen is treated like this because MSP failed to do a proper investigation. They failed to prove she did it. Where is the continued coverage and outrage towards them? The fact that not every elected official in Massachusetts isn't beating a drum right now is a complete joke. The fact that the mainstream media isn't running constant stories about how MSP failed to do their job is a complete joke. No, we get perception as everything, and that's a bad look. Shut your mouth. Here's some perception for you. Since that's your thing now, they use solo cups to gather evidence. How is that still not a story? The main weapon in this trial was proven to not be the main weapon. How is that not a story? The perception I'm seeing is the state screwed up. A very important investigation. They deny justice to the O'Keefe family and want to get butthurt when Karen is seen out and about not acting guilty. She's treated like a celebrity because Proctor screwed up. But everyone wants to blame Turtle Boy in social media. Turtle Boy didn't hand them fellas solo cups. Turtle Boy didn't give law enforcement a leaf blower. If you want someone to be mad at right now, be mad at them. Did Katen Read do this? I don't know. But I know it wasn't that car. And there's a possibility now that they may go for lesser charges so they can ensure they get a guilty verdict. I could see them doing that. But that would tell me everything I need to know about how they view John O'Keefe's life. If Katen Read did this, then I'm going to quote Bill Belichick. Just do your job and prove it. Barney Fife could have done a better job investigating than those people. It's y'all's fault she's a celebrity right now. So stop crying about it and fix it. She's not on trial for being a saint. So prove that car hit him. Or eat some humble pie and postpone this thing a little bit until you can actually prove it. Simple enough, right? John's life mattered. What happened to him mattered. Do your job and put that story together so we know for sure who did what and when they did it. It seems simple to me. Y'all be safe now.